Well, as you can see, it is a beautiful fall day, which means it's the perfect day for a smartphone camera comparison with the new Pixel 7 Pro and comparing that with the iPhone 14 Pro, which I'm using to record right now. Now, I already have my initial camera test with the Pixel 7 Pro already uploaded, so make sure you check that out. I'll have a link up in the right-hand corner for you. But let's get to it and see how these two cameras compare in everyday use. I'm sure by now everyone's pretty familiar with the camera specs on these two devices, but for those who aren't, the Pixel 7 Pro has a 50 megapixel primary camera, a 48 megapixel 5x optical telephoto camera, and then a 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera that doubles as a macro camera as well. And then up front, there's a 10.8 megapixel selfie camera. As for the iPhone 14 Pro, it has a 48 megapixel main camera on the back as well, two 12 megapixel cameras, one for the ultra wide, one for the 3x telephoto. That ultra wide also doubles as a macro camera, and then there's also a 12 megapixel selfie camera up front. And as far as video capture goes, they both offer 4K video capture at up to 60 frames per second on all of their cameras. This is something that not a whole lot of devices can do, but we started off with the ultra wide, moving to that main sensor now, and then on to the zoom, 5x on the Pixel and 3x on the iPhone. And it's definitely a lot closer as what you can get on Google's Pixel device. When it comes to video capture from the selfie cameras, you actually get 4K video capture from both of these devices at 4K 60 FPS maximum, even though we're just looking at 4K 30 right now, something that you rarely see on a lot of other devices. look at some video capture with these two devices in low light conditions, starting off with the ultra wide cameras, then zooming into that main sensor. Definitely does better on both of these devices, though it does look like the iPhone still has the advantage here in low light conditions when recording video. Taking a look at the 2x digital crop on that main sensor. Even though it is just a digital crop, you are able to see quite a bit more detail on this, getting in closer to your subjects. And then switching over to the telephoto lenses on both of these devices. 5x on the Pixel 6 Pro and just 3x on the iPhone. And this here's a look at video capture from the selfie cameras on both of these devices. The iPhone definitely has a little bit more light here, but it does have a little bit more of a reddish tone. My skin's definitely not that red or that pink. It does better in well-lit scenarios. I'm going to turn around my face facing the light here. Get a lot more detail in these types of situations. Turning against the light, you can see that the details just seem to vanish. Okay, so we're back shooting with the selfie camera again, a little bit different conditions now. I'm not in a dark and dreary parking ramp anymore, but out on the streets with a little bit more light. But as you can see, the selfie cameras here do a decent job on both of these devices, though I think the iPhone does come out ahead. But I'm going to switch these over to the rear cameras, that main camera on the back of both of these devices, to see what the real difference is. Okay, so now we're looking at the main cameras on the back of these two devices, which should be a lot clearer than what we were seeing for that selfie cameras. It doesn't matter how good the selfie cameras are, having those much larger sensors being used in low light situations like these is always the best option possible. And with that, that's going to do it for this camera comparison between the iPhone 14 Pro and the new Pixel 7 Pro. Let me know what you think of the results in the comments below and which device you would rather use on a day-to-day basis for capturing your photos and videos. I do have more camera comparisons coming up with the Pixel 7 Pro, so make sure you subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.